Hello and a heartily welcome to today's video. I'm glad that you're here when we are talking about sugar and our thinking. Sugar, how it influences our brain. And yeah, my name is Dominika Hanschk. Let's get started. Okay, our brain needs sugar, right? Well, that's how most people think, that our brain actually thrives on sugar, and the more sugar we supply our brain, the better it behaves, right? But the thing is, does our brain really need sugar? Nature's intention was different. It actually allows our brain to function on two things. That's for one, fatty acids, and for the other thing, sugar. And the question is, does our brain need sugar all the time? And the right answer is actually no, because there are certain circumstances where we are not provided with sugar and still our brain works. Why are we actually thinking that our brain needs sugar? Well, just imagine, you're sitting in the exam, and what have you learned? If your brain is just kind of like foggy and you don't know what's the next answer and you can't think about anything, provide your brain with some sugar as a quick energy boost, and then it's flowing again and you can get on, right? You just need those sugary snacks and you can keep going. Well, that's right in a way, but it's very short-sighted, because what happens when we provide a lot of sugar to our brain? Well, sugar is a quick energy boost, right? We get with sugar a quick energy boost, and yeah, there's a big party in our brain because, hey, we have sugar, it's funny, it's cool, everything is flowing. But what happens with sugar? Sugar is actually quick in a twofold way. One, we eat sugar and the blood sugar rises immediately. The sugar is provided to all our body cells and we feel great. But sugar also disappears very quickly, and we go through this roller coaster. Sugar rush, crash. Sugar rush, crash. And that's a very, very difficult thing. And also our brain doesn't like this up and down all the time, right? So how can you actually provide your brain and your body with a more stable energy supply? Well, with eating other foods, with eating other kinds of foods, lots of green vegetables, salads, fruits, and the right kind of combination with protein, fat, that actually only lifts the blood sugar levels at a smaller amount and keeps them in a certain limit. That makes us also happy and thrive on our energy, but it doesn't give us those spikes and this roller coaster of energy boost, feeling good, and energy lows and not feeling good, right? The other thing with the sugar is that actually sugar has the tendency to actually connect to proteins and build these advanced glycation end products. And the thing with those advanced glycation end products is that they have no real task in our body. What they do is actually they clog up arteries or they build plaque in our brain, and that actually is unhealthy, right? Because when we get this heart attack, that's not good for our life, right? Or if we actually have dementia, Alzheimer, is no good for us. So too much sugar is actually a problem. And our diet nowadays has far too much sugar. And that's a huge problem. So actually looking at the diet and actually reducing the amount of sugar that we have in our diet actually improves our thinking, improves our feeling, because we are much more aware of what's going on. We are much more aware of our friends, about the good things in life that are happening, that we are experiencing. And therefore, it's in the long run the better way of actually, dealing with what life throws at us. Interestingly enough, actually, when we start our life as young children, our body is actually in ketosis. What does that mean? Well, it means actually that our body is using fatty acids as their main fuel. One would think, well, we are getting a child that gets breastfed, actually it's using sugar, right? Galactose. But it's not enough. So the body of a young child is actually in ketosis. And why is that so important? Well, because the brain actually needs the ketosis to thrive, to build, to develop. So young children in the first months are actually in ketosis to fully build the brain. So ketosis is very, very interesting, and it's very, very useful for young children. How do we actually get into ketosis my age? Well, we have two ways. One way is fasting, obviously, because when we fast, we don't eat any food, and because we don't have any food, we are actually using fatty acids as a resource of fuel, and therefore our body goes into ketosis. Yeah, so that's one easy way. The other way is actually we can also do that whilst eating, and that's a choice in what kind of things we eat. Are we eating a lot of carbs? Then obviously we are using a different kind of metabolism, a different kind of system than if we are eating lots of fatty acids. And the thing is, we don't need to eat lots of fat to get into the fat metabolism. It actually is already good enough eating a lot less carbs. Okay? So when I'm eating just low carb, then my body actually needs to get the energy with the fat metabolism, and therefore I'm coming into ketosis, and being into ketosis delivers the right energy for our brain to thrive. Okay? There are two really, really important times in our life, where ketosis is so important. One is, as I just explained, our childhood, because we need it for brain development. And the second one is actually when we had too much sugar in our life and our energy system for the brain doesn't work anymore. Okay? So when we actually have lots of these advanced glycation end products in our brain as plaque and so on, the metabolism of the brain doesn't function properly anymore. So we actually can't think straight, we forget things, we feel down all the time, we don't have the energy to do anything. And then it's actually useful to jumpstart the brain, to get it going again. And how can we do that? Well, if the carb metabolism doesn't work anymore, we just have to use the fat metabolism. Okay? So we actually have to get into ketosis. And when we get into ketosis, our brain has again enough energy to do its job. So people who actually have dementia or fight with Alzheimer and so on, with any kind of like brain fog and so on, so any limitation towards the brain, they actually thrive on a nutrition that forces the body into ketosis. So maybe you want to try that. If you are having problems in that area, maybe you want to try actually using fasting or using a keto diet to actually thrive again, to help your brain to have more energy and to feel better again. Well, that's basically it for today. I'm glad that you were here with me, and next week we're gonna have a new topic. I'm looking forward to it already, so I hope you will be here with me too. See you till next week. Bye bye.